Welcome everyone to tonight's class. Keith is a little under the weather, so we'll say hi Keith even though we don't know if he's watching.
Hi Keith.
Hi Keith. We love you. And hi to all you wonderful people.
There we go.
Came out in the weather, beautiful weather before the rain. So, for now, to start, Greg brought us through, so he will grace us again with his wonderful music, and then in the meantime, just make sure our butts are in our seats, roll our shoulders back and down, just really relax into it, and focus on our breath, the inspiration and the expiration, while he is playing for us. Deep breath in. And expire. Thank you. That is just beautiful.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I think you should have your flute on hand every week. Just and if you guys should ever be inspired to do ballet song, that would be amazing. So, I know there's one person that wants and has asked for time in the chamber tonight. Are there anybody else so that we have an idea of being mindful of the time?
Hey, let the audience at home know Keith is. Did we already mention that?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Yeah.
Anybody else that might want some time in the chamber that they know of right now? Okay. I do want to thank everyone for the work with my niece last week. She is improving, which which is very encouraging because she had yet a third fall after the day after. But she is healing really beautifully, so I want to thank everybody here for working with her in the chamber. So, why don't we just go right into the study guide. Sarah, you can keep time as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm. When do you want me to let you know?
Maybe 7:20, that way if we need to wrap things up,
Got it.
we'll give a little notice.
Absolutely.
So from last week, remember your thoughts affect your body. What you think about, you put your body through. Emotional reactivity impedes healing and growth. And as always, we do not judge ourselves or others. We honor where we are in the now, and we treat ourselves and others lovingly and compassionately. So the first focus point, stress distracts our bodies from focusing on vital functions. Take moments in your day to stop, breathe, and center.
No, this is.
13? Is the 20th out there on the table?
It's right here.
We've got your numbers.
Oh, okay. Here, if you wanna
Yeah.
pass these along. Okay.
Sorry. All right. No need to apologize. Oh, there we go. So did anyone take some time last week to try that? And just stop periodically throughout your day and ground out in the center?
That's probably been one of the biggest changes in my life,
Yeah.
which has been great. Coming here, listening, just amazing. And it's such an easy thing to do. You just have to be aware, remind yourself. And there's things I do and don't do because of it. So it's been great.
The really amazing thing about just doing that one simple thing is that if we do it every day when we need it, when we're struggling, it'll be there because we'll be used to doing it already. It was certainly something that I was more focused on, especially with my breathing. Like, am I breathing shallowly from my chest, or am I breathing from my diaphragm? So it was good to be doing that throughout the day, especially right now with a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, for those of you out there in Facebook land, we're all chuckling because Andy and I are getting married on Saturday. So the stop.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah. Thanks. The stop, breathe, and center has been really crucial. When experiencing a perceived upset, practice being in the situation as an objective, compassionate observer with a sense of impermanence, knowing that it will not define you. How do folks do with that? That can sometimes be a challenge to kind of take a step back and view ourselves and give ourselves a break, like while we would do the same thing for a friend or sometimes even a stranger. Does anyone have any experience around that?
I didn't consciously do this, like it said in the sentence, but I had the best experience with my car breaking down today.
That's not something you heard, Adam.
I know, and it was, God just took care of everything. I was right across the street from Monroe Muffler. That man happens, for some reason I was in his computer. I don't know why, thank you God. And he said, oh yeah, we're at 4. And I'm kind of going, I've never been here before. And he was just nice enough to bring me home to my house.
Oh.
And the lady at Enterprise Rent-A-Car was nice enough to say, no, don't call your son, I can come get you. And I drove to work thinking, wow, there were a lot of angels. And it was like Jan said last week, it was like, okay, so I have to put a new radiator in. Now there's still a thing in my stomach because of the money part. But it was like, okay, whatever, I'm would have just really enjoyed being angry for a long time.
And grinding on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just kind of floated into work and had a good day.
This all happened before going to work?
This was on my way to work.
Wow. Even more so, I mean, there really, when we look back, there was a beginning, a middle, and an end. The important thing was that there was an end, and you went on about your day. It's pretty amazing how this works. Does anyone else have any experiences or experiences around that?
One thing I was wanting to mention last week about getting upset in the situations is sort of recognizing when you're not centered, is maybe trying to go back and see what might be why you might not be centered.
Mhm.
For me, it's one of the first things that Keith talked to me about was being rested and having plenty of nutrition. So if those things aren't already in set, if even the slightest thing happens, I'm totally out of everything that I've learned over the last 5 years from being here. I'm back to my original reactionary as opposed to responding and looking at the situation and being objective. And so being able to be aware that you're not rested and pulling yourself out of it is probably the hardest thing, but it's probably the most important compared to what you could be doing. And I find that more recently within the last year and the last few months of us talking here is, what sets me off into that. What I can be aware that I'm upset, or I can be aware that I'm stressed, but why am I stressed? And 99% of the time for me it's because I haven't had rest.
So it's like that hungry, angry, lonely, tired.
Right.
And
then I can't, then you're not really functioning from an intuitive sense. For me at least, I'm functioning from a more base sense of just reaction, food, what, all I want is the basics, which is, leave me alone, but it's, I'm not in that intuitive space.
right,
Totally out.
right. And I think you brought up a great point is you can take stock each day and say, okay, kind of take a mini inventory of how did I do? It's kind of like what Keith talked about at the beginning, I think when we first started about that, we have to take in nutritious food, drink enough water, and breathe. And that's the foundation. If we're taking care of ourselves on a physical foundational level, we can, like you said, we can operate more intuitively. And when something emotional or something that could trigger an emotional reaction happens, we're at least going to have some base level of energy to cope with it, and to even have the wherewithal to pull back into an intuitive stance. So you bring up a very good point of, I think it bears repeating, like we need to take care of our bodies so that they can be the foundation from which we can do all this work.
So for me, I have multiple incidents throughout the entire week. I work with a lot of people on a daily, different people every day. So I have an opportunity every time and they're usually problems. So each time I have an opportunity to deal with it in an intuitive way, in a relaxed way, or flip out because I haven't had enough rest.
And I think the key word you use is opportunity. I think that right there, that mindset sets you up to come in from more intuitive sense from the get-go. Less emotional reactionary and more intuitive responsive. That's my take on it. But I think the words that we use are, when we talk about our perceptions and emotional mind versus intuitive is just key to how we're setting ourselves up to deal with stuff throughout the day. Yeah.
Something that coworker was very upset about a situation, was trying to help him understand the person's point of view. And then I realized, it wasn't going anywhere, and just kind of stepped back and said, he's on his journey, and it's different than mine, and I don't know what's going on with him at this moment, so I kind of just step back and, and not try to fix the problem or try to help the situation, because it's not gonna, you realize with some situations, it's not gonna go anywhere, so we just try to be in a position. I don't know where he's at in this moment or what's going on in his journey right now, and, so I'm just gonna step back and just be okay with where this is ending at and just walk away.
When we think about responsibility, I have a friend who's a linguist and he always likes to break words down, so responsibility being the ability to respond appropriately. And for you in that moment, it was because you're able to look at it from a more third person, you realize it's like, this is not my job to do right now. My job is just, okay, I've attended this, I recognize it's going nowhere, and I'm gonna let this person, have their experience.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my job in this moment to impact much of anything,
Yeah.
except by your presence. You know, we all have a presence, we all bring something when we walk into a room, and if nothing else, when we're doing the practice, we're gonna have that presence wherever we go. And in my belief, it always has some kind of impact.
I feel like sometimes people on I walk away, it makes you still reflect. Like it would give him some reflection on, wow, she, still, I know I do that. I see some, watch someone. I mean, it makes an impact, it has an impact on me, and how behaviors, so that's what I hope to at least lead in that situation.
In some ways, it's a really great learning experience, and then something that you can utilize to use on yourself
Yeah.
when you find yourself in a grind.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, Carla, when you asked if you had any situations like that,
Mhm.
I hadn't thought about it. But this afternoon, it's been a very hectic couple of weeks, and it's not gonna end in the next week. And had a schedule that was full tomorrow morning, and a couple of, excuse the language, shifts came out this afternoon while I'm working. And I do have the luxury, because I work at my home, I let the people know I'm supposed to be with tomorrow, that I'm taking a mental health morning. And that's the self-care, because in nutrition, the sleeping, if you're not doing that, you can feel, you become overwhelmed. And so, with what you were talking about, taking care of yourself, and I don't even think about it half the time, I just made the decision to do it and sent a text message. And got a response back, and it was all okay, but I'm just not gonna do what I was scheduled to do tomorrow. That's simple.
And having that kind of flexibility, to recognize what we need in the moment, even if we're not part of this conscious process that we're all in, that I think is incredibly skillful and essential. You know, they say when on the plane, when the oxygen mask drops down, you put it over your own face first and then help somebody else. And the fact that you were able to recognize in the moment what you needed, and I'm gonna go one step further and ask, because I'm assuming I know the answer, but we're not gonna do that. Did you feel any sense of guilt when you
No.
changed your plan?
Absolutely none. And I probably would have 6 or 8 months ago. But the more you do it, the more you allow yourself to sleep, the more you allow yourself to eat well and do the things you need, it becomes more automatic. And the danger signals were coming up. I'm tired. I've been tired since Sunday, and it's time for me to do something about it. I'm sleeping, but I'm not sleeping enough for what I need. And I just said, I'm not doing that. That's it.
And you took care of yourself.
I took care of it. And I'm gonna enjoy it tonight.
That's right. That's right. When the systems in our lives inflict an unreasonable standard upon us, our consciousness becomes incarcerated. The self-consciousness that ensues incarcerates the potential of what we can be and become. It diminishes us, and anything that diminishes any of us diminishes all of us, which is why self-consciousness needs to be outgrown. That kind of ties into a reflection question, so I think we'll move on to the last focus point. once we become God conscious, Gesundheit, there is nothing to be incarcerated by. Where are folks feeling like they're at on this continuum of God consciousness?
Good question.
I don't think it's a straight line, that journey. I think it Gesundheit. I think it has its own cycles, a spiral. Where do folks think they're at with that?
An upward spiral.
Let's hope.
Previous relationship, we call it past life. That I was in, I think I used to hyper focus on always being told like, you know, but you're not being, you know, that you're nice, and if you don't stay in this, then you're not doing the right thing, you're not doing what God would want, you're not doing. And my goodness, with all the help here, I finally realized, oh my gosh, you know, you finally get out of, you're not really listening to actually what, like being God conscious, like, no, I've actually been listening to myself all the time, what I thought was the right thing. And until you get out of that space where you finally are God conscious and truly open to listening, I've never felt so free in my life. But it took, if you were here to give you the better math, but like 5, 7 years, 10 years, I don't know how long it's been. But it took a long time. That was something I needed to naturally do, kind of the upward spiral like you were saying, you know. And heavens knows, I, you know, of course went down the spiral a couple times, but then kept going up, and I've never felt more free with it. And also being aware when I am not being God conscious is now being more open, I can catch myself quicker, you know.
Yeah,
I know I'm human and I don't beat myself up anymore, like when I do catch myself, you know, I realize that, okay, you're having a moment where you're more all about you and not, so it's a long couple of years, of course, to get here, but yeah, I think that's kind of what you're asking, but just in the sense of being more aware of kind of the path I'm supposed to be following, not the path that I thought I was supposed to be on.
Because it sounds like that whole paradigm was about God consciousness is self-punishing. I'm not God conscious unless I'm punishing myself, guilting myself, depriving myself.
What I thought and was told was the right.
Right.
You have it like dashed in your head, you believe it, you know, until you allow yourself to open and just keep being God conscious, and then it's just so much easier, you know, to catch yourself and be more in tune with, you know, when you're kind of teetering off, like, oh, okay, you get back on.
Sounds like you're really living the practice.
Oh,
No.
can't thank you enough,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sweet. Thank you.
And the cool thing is, I believe this, and I say it all the time, I can't not know something once I know it. And so it's kind of like, you know, maybe out and about in the world, you never ever see a sob until you buy one. Then it's everywhere. So it's like once awareness is what
Heightened.
once something's brought onto our radar, and we've been made aware of something, we see it all around us, but I think that's also because as our worldview is shifting, as our consciousness is shifting, we're seeking it out more.
There's also a scientific name for that,
Mm-hmm.
reticular activation.
Hmm.
What you're doing is you become aware of it internally, and so your mind, your consciousness is more aware of everything that's like it, so it goes out there, and, you know, when somebody finally put a name to that a number of years ago, I go, can I have that book chart sheet, because I've had it for a long time, because nobody ever put a name to it, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
It's
I mean, there's so many ways. It's like what we focus on increases, magnifies, and it's all the same principle. And I think for some people, the cusp of that is the tension between the old worldview and the new. And it's like, okay, I'm right here on the boundary, and there's all this energy inside because I want to cross that bridge. And the importance of the practice is the more we do that, it's no longer a suspension bridge, single road with, it's kind of like a sidewalk, plenty of space, you just kind of walk across.
I remember taking a class with her 2 years ago in this room, and there's a picture almost like a pendulum. And I think that's what I needed to see at that time, is that being okay with going back down into my own, you know, the beginning, going back down and knowing you're gonna go back up instead of getting stuck. I think sometimes we get stuck. I know I did it myself. We get stuck and you feel like, okay, I'm stuck. Maybe I'm not coming out of it when you're that low, when you're in a really low space. But I will never forget that picture. Just the pendulum. It's like, you might come, if you're gonna come back out, that now feeling like, okay, I have this little moment stuck on me, you know, when I get back up, but that always stuck in my head, that I think we all need to realize it's okay when we go down, but you're gonna bounce right back up and not get yourself stuck in that space.
Right, because a lot of times, I think this is a common experience, when we're in the middle of a process, we don't see that we're making any progress. But it's a process, and again, it speaks to the impermanence. Like this moment where I feel like I'm not going anywhere is impermanent. It is temporary. I will continue to practice. If nothing else, I will breathe and just breathe through it. And what you were talking about also talks about having that compassion for ourselves, because you knew it's like, I know I'm going to upswing again. It's okay. That's a beautiful visual.
Yeah, oh, I just, I still see this red mark on that little crap. But yeah, we just all have to love ourselves and know that, love yourself in that moment. You're ready for a lot of it, but I think if we could all just appreciate and love ourselves even in the lowest moment,
Yeah.
I think you're gonna get yourself right back out of it.
I think it's easier to get back out of it when we're compassionate and loving
Yeah.
towards ourselves, especially when we think we're least deserving of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if we're the only ones that think we don't deserve it,
Yeah.
which frequently happens.
Can I just say something about the word incarcerated? It really makes me uncomfortable. And I've been trying to figure out why it makes me uncomfortable, but I've been self-conscious all my life, so, because I have felt like I'm not good enough, or I'm judging myself by everyone else's judgment. And the incarcerated makes me feel like I've got to get out, I don't have my get out of jail card. And it feels very negative when I look at it that way. I don't know if anyone else has picked up on that in their reading, but incarcerated seems like such a permanent word.
Well, that's what self-consciousness imposes, is permanence. It's illusion, but that's what it does. And maybe it's insightful that you say that you recognize the connection between your discomfort with the word, which is just a word. You know, we just use it to communicate, but it does have meaning as denoted by culture. But basically, like the fact that you see the connection between how you felt so much about yourself throughout your life, which is, you know, if it's not resonating with that of the practice, it's false or it's inaccurate. And the way how you feel with the word itself, to me, is just kind of like finally revealing the guy behind the curtain. Like maybe that's just what it is you feel so uncomfortable with, is because you've been in it so long and you're finally like, oh wait, here's the door. Where's the lock? I have the key.
I have a key, I'm gonna write that down.
You do.
I do.
The key to the kingdom.
Yeah.
And incarceration is not permanent. Keith and I talked about that after the session last week, because one of my very dear friends who works with incarcerated individuals and actually went through a legal situation himself years ago, he is working with people so they have a job when they are released from incarceration, and to give them the freedom of housing and medical help and everything that's become his life journey. And so that incarceration is only
huge amount of discomfort is when we realize, when we get that awareness that we are incarcerated. And I like to say, it's not original to me, there's no recovery without discovery. And so yes, that word's gonna be uncomfortable. Because you're in the process of realizing the true impermanence of it and the falseness of it and turning away from it.
Yeah, it's like a piece of sand in my shoe. And it's a little bit like the shadow, my shadow self that I've been reading about with Carolyn Mace. It's like my shadow self, that self that I'm much less of than I was because I feel much better about myself. It all kind of gets all belong together.
Well, and I think what just came to mind now is the importance of having compassion for ourselves in that moment that we realize we've been incarcerating ourselves. That compassion for our shadow, for the person we were that was quite content in the cage.
It's familiar.
Yeah.
Bottom line, it's familiar. So anything aside from that, you know, how many times do we open our eyes after waking up and the light's too bright, but then we get used to it and it's so much easier to not function in the dark.
Let's apply intuition to a few more challenging moments in life that threaten our peace, the moments that threaten to drown us in the drama of conflict, pain, and suffering, and kick us out of balance. These are important moments, so I don't want to dishonor or discount them. They are the teaching moments in which we either love the most and move into harmony with, or accept the least and suffer from. And to me, again, speaking volumes about compassion. I keep coming back to that today. And then as always, remember, healing for one of us is a healing for all of us. From this understanding, we share with each other with an intention of healing and balance, of acceptance, compassion, and love. So first reflection question. As a self-conscious individual, what do I think of myself? How do I see myself? And this was something that we were asked to think about in the coming week. So who would like to share what they came up with this week?
So, it's funny, my daughter, she goes, name 10 things that you love about yourself, and I actually had to, it was kind of hard to like think of that, but I started writing them down, and I think it was really, I just love where my spirits come, and I love just the person I'm becoming, but I have to give so much to the practice. It really, because if you asked me this before, I probably couldn't name much, or I would just, it would be more, I don't know if it would be more self-conscious as a person, and I'd probably throw in like, somehow it would be like what I don't like about myself, would have really actually gotten in it, but I think the first couple of things really had to just be about where my spirits come, and those kind of things, and not so much as an outside person. It only means 5, but it was really more just about me spiritually and where I've come than anything else. Which I had to explain to her, she's like, oh my gosh, you know, like yourself. I'm like, no, those are 5 very beautiful things, but it's not, it was more like from a deeper consciousness, but I mean, it's taken forever and a day, and I think, I just think so much, because yeah, again, years ago, I wasn't very like myself very much. But it was really just stuff I put on myself, you know.
And yet that's part of who you are today, and it's part of today is part of who you're going to become tomorrow. And, you know, we've talked about that. It has value in that sense. Without who you were, there's no foundation. You know, where would the motivation be for change if we were, and the things that we've experienced and the things that we've done. It's all brought us to where we are now, and having the awareness that where I am now is the foundation for where Creator wants me to be.
I think I said a few weeks ago, I go to a yoga class and I like visually saw myself from like 5 years before. And just was happy crying, you know, stuck, and I just did nothing but love that person. There's a song, I wish I could remember the name of it, but it's from Mercy Me itself right now. But it's about like, oh, you're younger me. So it's a story, like, would you tell yourself? And it's so funny, I played it for my daughter yesterday, and she started crying. Because she's just seen how I've come, but it's just like, and I don't know, I would let that person, I wouldn't be where I am without having gone through all that stuff. Yeah, but it's a beautiful song, but it was reflective of like, would you tell yourself all the things, and would you change? And like having reflected, like, no, I absolutely, because I love that person and who she was, and I wouldn't have gotten here.
And what a great way to like pull ourselves into that third person compassionate observer, but then to imagine like what would future me tell who I am now?
Yeah.
Would she be okay with some of the things I'm thinking about myself right now? Would she be sad that I'm thinking such things about myself and want more for me?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very deep thing to kind of reflect on. What would you change that person?
Yeah, Keith said a while ago, like a couple years ago when the first series of the classes were occurring, and this stuck with me, and it was just so beautiful. I couldn't even write it down because it was so perfect. I do agree the past is really perfect for us to learn from, and, everyone knows these things, but the thing that really shifted my perspective when he said this, it was just like so liberating, relating back to that whole incarceration thing or feeling imprisoned, The past is nothing more, if you want to include nothing more, than the mother and father that birthed this moment. So you don't have to feel condemned or chained to your past as the person you once were. You simply see it as the lessons it imparted for yourself and then for other people. We got to learn how to hang out with each other, I guess, in a peaceful way. But no, in all seriousness, it's a really great way to just see how it's all been part of the process, all part of the ride, and how do we just love.
And keep it in its proper perspective and not live there.
Right. Again, with impermanence.
Yeah.
He used to tell me all the time that you don't even like think about this. It'll be like a lifetime ago. Like it really is getting a lifetime, so it's difficult. And it's so funny because I tell him every time, of course you're right. Right again.
Yeah.
But it is. It's like even that rough time when I share children. But it's so interesting. I barely remember like that life. It's just this connection I have and like, oh hi, good to see you. Like how I would treat any human being. But it's like honestly, and it's not like depressing. It's just like it seems like so far away. That's why I can describe it as getting medicine for my one son, and like the pain of birth was way over there, and I just didn't. I was aware of it, but it was like gone. And it's kind of the same way. It's like I just don't connect. It's probably the best way to say it. I don't connect with that place anymore. And it's not even, like I said, it's not even a submission sort of thing where it's gonna like pop up at some point in my life. It's truly like it's gone. It is, like he said, it's like used to say, it's like a death.
Mm-hmm.
Like a death, and it's gone. Just a new life. And those people, it's just, they were gifts then, even no matter how difficult, it was a gift in the moment, and, and I'm appreciative of the moment, and it's just a new life.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
As I'm sitting here with it, one of the things, because I was always very self-conscious, but one of the things I've realized through all this is that most of those ideas about good enough, whatever it is, not good enough, not whatever it is. It's 99% of the time, the numbers, whatever, it's mostly not coming from me. It's probably coming from something that was before I even had consciousness about anything. It said, okay, that's some other construct of the collective that said, this is how you're supposed to look, this is how you're supposed to sound, this is how you're supposed to do this. And so when I'm more self-conscious, I'm not, we think we're being ourselves, but we're really just being what everybody else, bless you, what everybody else has said around us on how you're supposed to be.
And then shaming if we don't live up to that spoken or unspoken expectation.
And so your heart song is permanently turned off. And even though part of you knows that things aren't really true, that the truth hasn't been there, wasn't really there. And so for you to have a rebirthing, that's what it is, but the compassion and love for yourself. And then, you know, like a lotus flower blooms once again, and you're on a different journey, and your heart song is there, and it's singing, and it's harmonizing with every cell in your body, and that's what it's really about, keeping that going, and the harmonizing, and the compassion, and the love. That's the best thing.
Is it permanently shut down now? Or
No,
is it
at one
just-
time,
At one time?
at one time, your heart song is shut down because, like, of all the different things that people, you know, you should or you should, but you don't listen to your inner soul, because your inner soul knows what to do. So you close your heart song down. It's no longer playing, it's no longer harmonizing, and then physical things happen to your body because of that. So it's a beautiful journey, it really is, and especially, you know, hearing your heart song really loudly sing to your whole being, and it radiates, and you're walking lighter on your journey. But as I said, we needed those things, you know, for our story, you know, in the past, to make us who we are now, who we will continue to be. But just giving thanks to God and the practice and Keith in this wonderful center, what it does for everybody.
Well, and for the energy we all bring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
What
place
a great-
doesn't exist if we don't show up.
Right.
Really, the work doesn't
Remember
exist
that.
if we don't show up. You know, and when you were talking, I thought to myself, it's like, you know, one way or another, whether it's in this life or the next, it's gonna reawaken again.
Yeah.
It's reawakening all the time. And just like when we have people that are listening in other parts of the world on Tuesday nights, which is wonderful. And as I said, when, I don't know what class it was, where I visualized, you know, hearts all around the world, you know, that love spreading around, and the light spreading around the world. And so every time we're all together, it happens. Or if we're not here or some other place together, just spreading the love of the heart, which just is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I know for me, when I look at this question, I don't know when this started shifting, but for most of my life, I wanted to be small and invisible. I didn't want to be seen. I didn't think I had any kind of impact on anybody or anything. And if I did, it was negative, so all the more reason to fly under the radar. And over time, that it has just shifted. Again, that pendulum swing. And I'm more balanced, realistic, objective, and knowing that I'm still a work in progress. And even with all that awareness, I still get surprised when somebody lets me know that they have noticed something I've done. I still sometimes have that mentality that I'm flying under everybody's radar. And for right now, part of me, that's okay to be pleasantly surprised by that. Because I think that then means I'm being a little less self-conscious. Because I try to use my powers for good today.
You're alone on that one, sister.
Was that?
Nothing. Just kidding.
I'll listen to it later.
Oh,
after
yeah.
it's done.
Great, I'm sure everyone will.
All right, how am I incarcerating myself? Mm.
Shift in perspective. That can be a really hard one. Because I'll keep this on myself. When that happens for me, and I know the lesson, I've learned it, and it just comes up, and it's not even like, I willed it or I brought it about. It just happened. And it's just time again. It just, that's where, honestly, the whole notion of knowing I'm just meant to be drained of this recurring emotion that's, for some reason, still in my system and happening in my life. And it just sometimes, though, it's like, again. So, I mean, you just got to look at it like through the lens of a little kid. I love children. If a little kid is having some problems, maybe weighing the bed or something, you just got to look at it like, yeah, it's not always fun to wake up in the middle of the night, have to change the sheets, take care of the kid, blah, blah, blah. But it's going to change. They're not going to do that their whole life. And you just, you look at them, like maybe they're embarrassed. So you just give them a little more love. You give them a hug. You make them a little cup of hot chocolate. And then you call it a night. You say, okay, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. You can't be harsh to yourself because there's that little kid too. God isn't that way. So who are we to act in a way that it doesn't?
And I think that's the time when it's most important to
Mm-hmm.
be compassionate. Because even though it feels stuck, if we truly accept the impermanence of it, you are aware of it.
Yeah.
And that awareness is bringing about an unpleasant feeling, which means you don't want to be there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And that's perhaps something more than what it was for you when you weren't conscious of the fact. When it wasn't old
Mm-hmm.
behavior beliefs and
Yeah.
I've had a 25-year relationship with some pretty severe fatigue. And my answer was initially going to be I'm incarcerating myself by the fatigue and any subsequent anxiety around what can I do today? What can I do next week? And it was pointed out today that it's more about perception. And that's absolutely 100% accurate. And it's something I've been terribly self-conscious about and talk about impermanence. I mean, I pray to God for impermanence with this whole thing, but I really feel like for the first time in years that I'm at a different place. And I can actually feel proud of myself for trying to get to a different place. And that was something as a kid in my family, you didn't hear the word pride. And it's something I long for quite a bit. So it's, again, different perceptions. A whole lot of awareness. I just feel like awareness is everywhere. It's cool, very cool.
I think frustrating myself by saying what Grace said, like believing all of the things that I heard are me, and they're not. And when I let my intuition go and run with it, and I don't stop it, then I get glimpses of who I really am. But when I believe everything that I get as input and growing up, I mean, it's kind of continues to happen, but mostly growing up. And I believed what other people said of me, and I believed by comparing myself to other people, like you said, that, and I think that's how I incarcerate myself. It's just like incarcerating yourself with feelings. Feelings are just a response to a situation that happened in the past. Boy, I'm learning a lot.
An avid student.
and you're teaching a lot.
Yeah. It's cool.
if one of us is saying it, more than one of us is feeling it.
I can relate to it.
Yeah. So that kind of leads us into that last question. Where can I see my movement from self-consciousness to God consciousness? From this place of acknowledging growth, what is it time for me to now practice?
I think I can just spoke to probably the first question, but, one thing I was gonna say, just even in listening to everyone, I think one of the hardest, I would have to say, on that pendulum, moving from like self-consciousness to God consciousness, I think one of the hardest parts of that journey was the realization. Like when it's in front of you, is actually seeing, because then you're kind of stuck, not stuck, I should say that, but you're in this space where you know where you're trying to run away from and what you're going to, but when you have those moments where you're still feeling that stuff and going back to your old ways or believing what somebody's saying you are, and then you feel like, okay, am I failing? Am I not getting there? And I would have those moments. It's like, no, hold on to those. So sometimes it was actually that middle part of the journey that was sometimes the most difficult, because it's hard to not stop hearing that voice of that person who's just like, reminded you of what you aren't. And then, so, because it's easy to stay stuck here because you're blind to what's over here, So once you're here, you're kind of seeing both, and it's almost that tug. So it felt like an answering, like the growth. So, but as you keep getting more further and further, you just see, you're able to like, kind of, as he would do, laugh it off, like, oh, and then you start laughing it off, and you're like, oh my gosh, that is such, and you just do that, and pretty soon, even when those words come to tear you down, you start laughing at them inside you. And it's easier to just like, you don't hear that person anymore, and you start having compassion for that person, because once I could start going, oh my gosh, I feel really bad, not out loud, because that's just nothing very nice, but when I would say to myself, like, I feel really bad that that person's really stuck in that part of this journey, like I pray, and actually, when I started praying for that person more, it actually made it like go even faster, because now I was just praying, like, I would pray for him, which I still do, but it actually makes it move further, because you just set it, you're out of that element. Now you're, instead of having like HATE for that person, you're now in that thing, whatever it is our difficulty is, whatever it is, you're, instead of having such anger towards it, you can now pray. Like for me, it was praying for a person, and it just made it that much smoother. And I'll never forget going when I saw him the one day and going, oh my gosh, that's so much better now that I'm sincerely praying for him. It's funny to say, oh God, I pray that you stop acting like a dodo bird. It'd be nice. When it was real, I really felt the shift then. And again, he would probably laugh, and he would, because coming here, he would just laugh. That, when I would actually have these moments of like, oh, I get it now. But again, I think all of us, it's just my journey needed to go this way for me. But that's where my growth kind of went there.
So where's the next stepping stone? What's the next stepping stone of practice?
To continue practicing the practice, because it doesn't end. I don't feel like we suddenly go, and it's done. I just think we all just learn how I can continue practicing, and more so now, so that I can be a good reflection for others. I think that's where I find myself in my practice now, is that remembering the person I am and want to continue being, and letting it be a reflection. I think that's kind of where I feel like is where my journey needs to continue, is helping to spread the practice. Being an example that way.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right.
All right, so,
Chamber.
yeah, let's chamber it up. We have 5 minutes. And I think she's about to come back.
She just needed to
Yeah.
allergies, okay?
Yes, they're very active right now.
Okay, I don't want to hit my head on the wall this time. I said some bad words the other day. But no one looks at the YouTube channel, so I'm just kidding.
Now there's the subject
I know.
of the YouTube channel.
Disregard, please. It hurts so bad. I got the biggest bump on my head.
How was your trip?
Oh, it was lovely. It was so beautiful. No. Vermont is so pretty, and it's just being able to hike up the mountain and just be in nature was the
Great time
best.
of the year because it's already cooler.
Yes. Not, we'll be careful with how cool we want to go, but thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Right, so while you are waiting for Rebecca to come back, who would like to be in the chamber first?
Let me do a quick healing for Keith since he's under the weather.
Sure.
Great idea.
There we go.
So come on, stand in for
She's
Keith.
on to it again.
And we'll send him some love to those parts of him that are congested
Yay!